Welcome to the sixth series of Retail Management e-sessions. In this session, we would be talking about the non-store based retail formats and the service-based retail formats. Now, as you can see in the retail formats slide, we have already discussed the store-based retail formats based on the ownership, the merchandise-based where we discussed the general merchandise and the food-oriented formats. Now we'll be talking about this non-store based retail formats and service-based retail formats. Non-store based retail formats, this is selling from stores other than the physical stores. It is not selling from the stores, but other than those physical stores. So the examples are, instances where you are selling from other than physical stores would be like direct marketing, direct selling, vending machines, or maybe through the World Wide Web. So we also call that as internet retailing or the electronic retailing. The other non-traditional retailing formats, these are your video kiosks and airport retailing. Now why these are called as non-traditional is because they do not fit into a proper traditional format, nor do they fit into the non-store retail format. Now when I am looking at the advantages of this non-store retailing, there are many. First is you are able to communicate better because you know your target segment and you are able to communicate the benefits to them more cost effectively and in an efficient manner. So the higher profit margins are able to be clocked. There is an increase in sales because we know the target segment. Then you also are able to identify the customer preferences because now you know your customer better. So therefore, it is easier to build relationships and develop trust. The disadvantages that could be seen is that there is a lack of expertise in managing these non-store formats. Competition is very high and there is a high risk in managing these stores. When I look at direct marketing, what does this mean? This is a non-store retail format where the customers are approached through print or electronic media and then the order is placed through mail or internet. So which means we do not have any intermediaries, neither are we going directly to a shop to buy, or we are going physically to a shop to buy. So some such formats is like catalog and direct mail marketing, where this is a format where the retail units inform their prospective clients about the merchandise through a catalog, mail or brochures. This is a very, very common concept in the Western world, though it is a very new concept in India, but a popular concept. Television shopping, again here in this, the prospective customers are approached, or you could say that they are viewing your television, they're seeing your product demonstrations and the price, everything is viewed online on the, not the online, but on the television, and there they are able to place orders through a phone, email or internet. So again, a direct marketing. The advantages, here the costs are reduced. So this is because you're not asked to maintain a big inventory. There are no displays that needs to be done. Prime locations are not needed. You can run your operation anywhere. Lower prices. So the customers can shop conveniently whenever they want. They do not have to follow store timings like in the store formats. Targeting customers is through mails. So this becomes much more convenient for customers. The disadvantages that could be examined are that products cannot be felt, seen or examined like we generally like to touch and feel. Catalogs can be expensive. Computer systems is needed to track orders. Then there is a clutter. So a lot of US citizens, they find that there are too many catalogs which come to their households and they have to go through that. So that becomes too much of paperwork and clutter to manage. Catalogs are printed much in advance, which makes it difficult for deciding the prices or planning styles. So that becomes a disadvantage when you are using brochures or catalogs. Database retailing, this is another non-store format. Here this is a way in which the data is collected, stored, and used. So relevant information like the person's name, his address, background, the data, shopping interests, and the purchase behavior is all recorded. Now, this data which is recorded is used by marketers to understand what the customer wants and how does he go about his shopping. So this helps them to be able to target them better, to analyze their personalities, and to make marketing offers similar so that they will be able to get better sales. Now, when we talk about the next non-store format, that is direct selling. Now, direct selling, this involves a personal contact with the consumer in their homes, clubs, offices. So this interaction could also be through phone. Now, you would notice here that there is a person who wants to come and meet the customer. This might be because he wants to demonstrate the product, or he wants to deliver the products or take orders. But in direct marketing, there is no salesman who goes to do this job or contact the customer. So that could be the major difference between the two. So the methods which direct selling employs is person-to-person selling. It could be a group presentation, or it could be a multi-level networker. Person-to-person, it is face-to-face, where the salesperson talks to the customer. In a group presentation, the salesman could request some household lady to bring in a few friends, and then he addresses the group like it is done in Tupperware, where they have demonstrations and people. This becomes a direct selling because you are demonstrating the product and you are also interacting with a group of ladies. Multi-level networker, here you have the salesman who is selling. He might also bring in a few other distributors or salesperson who would be further contacting the customer. The features that goes here is that this is very convenient shopping. There is a personal touch which generally customers require. There is a detailed demonstration so that people can see what that product is, and this is not exposed so much to competition. There is a free sales training which is given to the salesmen, and the rewards are very good for the people who do this direct selling. So some examples are mentioned out here, like Amway, Oriflame, A1, Mary Cake. So these are a few companies which follow direct selling. The advantages and disadvantages, they are the similar ones, where you have reduced cost, lower prices for buyers, convenience in shopping, and ability to pinpoint your target groups. Disadvantages could be that the sale amount is very low, hence the productivity is also low. The sales turnover is very high. Average to above high prices products generally are sold through these methods. There is legal restrictions, and there could the negative image could be there whenever there is a door-to-door sales which is taking place. Now, the other format of non-store retails, this is a vending machine. Here there is a card or cash which is which operates these formats. Whenever you put that, it dispenses the games or the beverages or whatever products that vending machine is selling. So the advantages, you could say, is that this is open 24 hours. You do not need a salesperson to manage this. So obviously this is independently working out. It works as a canteen or in canteens or refreshment areas where you can put in beverages, no salesperson, but you also get the products as and when you require. It gives customer information about the products, and it can also be displayed at the same time. The prices are also mentioned. So the French fries, they are also being made in these vending machines. Now, electronic retailing, another format. Here we are utilizing the emergence of World Wide Web, where a person searches the web for information on this new web. He gathers the details, the benefits, he compares it with similar products, and then he checks the prices, and finally he decides whether he is getting the desired social or functional benefits, and then places the order. So what we see here is that this is, a single virtual network which is giving me all the details. Now, the role of electronic retailing, here you would be able to have a retail presence for that product online. It enhances the image because you are presenting it well, you are displaying that well, you're giving information which would benefit, or the social and functional benefits are very easily displayed or mentioned out on the internet. Obviously, the geographical reach is very high. The information is immense. You can collect information, not just the same product, but also of similar products. Demonstration is also possible through videos. Then customer services, this comes in through hotlinks or email. The non-traditional formats that we were discussing, the video kiosk. Here, this is an interactive computer terminal. This is a freestanding terminal where you are displaying the products, or you are able to, get information on the screen. You can touch the screen, you can interact with the screen in the way that it tells you how to operate. It gives you product information, it gives you guidelines how to manage. I think video kiosks are much common these days, even in airport check-ins. So there is a less personal required. So this operates conveniently for both the organization and even for the customer, because he need not stand in lines whenever he wants to, check in at the airports. Now, the airport retailing, this earlier was just limited to, fast food outlets, maybe some gift shops or souvenirs, or some newspaper stands. But now what they have realized is that this is a very large group of prospective buyers. So these people, they are captive audience. They are waiting. There are 2 hours waiting before you board a flight. So they are captive to you. So the sales per square feet these days is much higher. And therefore, people are noticing, the shops are noticing that they are replenishing merchandise at a much faster rate because there are more sales. And this is an excellent way where you can sell your gifts and souvenirs, because people at times are rushing around the city and they've not had enough time to buy whatever is famous in that place. So airport retailing is getting very popular these days. Now, when I look at service retailing, you need to first understand what is the difference between the goods retailers and the service retailers. So this difference is coming in terms of relationship. Here, in goods retailing, you are able to have a tangible good. So it focuses on the sale of those tangible goods. But when we look at the service retailers, this is focusing on the intangible goods, because service itself is intangible. So there is no physical buying. Therefore, the focus has to be on developing relationship, and the intangibility nature of these services or these products here, it becomes very difficult to bring in a common customer oriented strategy. Now, when we look at these service retailers, there are 3 major types of service retailers. So the first is the rented goods services, where you are renting cars or videos, and you're paying for that. So as a rent you're paying, and then you're replacing the product back. So there is a tangible good involved, but there is a specific time and you own that product for that time, and then you return it after usage. Then we have the second type, that is the owned goods services. Here we are talking about you having a watch which needs a repair, or it is an AC which requires an annual maintenance. So you own that good, but then you need services for it to be repaired, improved, for further proper functioning of that particular good that you have. The third, we are talking about non-goods services. So here we are talking about stockbrokers, travel agents, where you do not own something. It is very intangible in nature, and the customers, they are only able to experience the services which is being delivered by the service personnel who is involved in selling these intangible products. Books which have been taken for reference for preparation of these e-sessions are as mentioned here. Thank you.